to my channel and to a whole new art vlog. In this video I'm going to be taking you through the building of my art studio. This is currently an empty space and I'm going to convert it into an office and studio. That's going to be my place for painting, for doing art, also for recording videos. I've seen a whole lot of these videos on other art channels that I really like. They really inspired me. I think it's so interesting to go through what people choose for their office and their studio. I think I mentioned it to you a couple of videos ago. I recently moved into Barcelona from England, where I used to live for about 8 years. This is obviously a huge move for me and I'm so excited for the transformation that's about to happen. Welcome to my new studio, which is completely unfurnished, apart from these inflatable mattress. We still have the boxes over here, which came with a move, and we're still unpacking. And this is our new Barcelona home. I already have the tripod up. This is the view. How gorgeous. This is going to be my art studio and also the one room that you guys are going to see from my YouTube videos. And so for the kind of requirements of what we need to do with the room, there's storage, because there's quite a lot of artwork and materials and even personal things that we'll need to store in this room. I have moved into a completely new flat with my fiance and starting a new life together is super exciting, but you know, there's not a huge amount of room to kind of play with. I really want to get probably like a big wardrobe, and I'm also thinking of adding some shelves on the walls so that I can store some extra art supplies and my art books, all of that. In terms of workspace, I really need some place to work on a desk. My idea was actually to have a desk that sits in front of the window so I can have that view all day while I'm working on my laptop or on my art, that I can have Barcelona in front of me. To be honest, even when I've previously had a desk facing a wall, I would usually just stand up and bring my things and work in front of a light source like a window or outdoors. So definitely that's something I want to make sure that I have. The desk should be there. I really wanted to take some space in the center of the room. So there is some desk space that is actually facing the window, where I'll be able to sit there facing the window, and it should all work pretty well. Usually I'm kind of a messy artist in the way that I have my setup, and I like to have, you know, paint over there and pencils, drawing materials, paper, canvases and reference photos scattered all around the desk. Definitely a big surface is in need. I thought of having just a straight desk that is pretty big in the middle of the room, but then I thought it probably would occupy too much space and make the room feel really small. My last idea was actually to have an L-shaped desk which can occupy most of the space on that wall right in front of the door, and then come up to a bit of the center of the room and take that spot right in front of the window. That would be my ideal, but actually I ended up not finding anything similar in stores. So what I ended up doing was designing it and then asking a company to make it from scratch. I'm super excited to see the results. Fingers crossed it all goes well. The wardrobe was actually the first thing to arrive. This is just me peeking at the door before the wardrobe was mounted. I've ordered it in La Redoute, which is a French online store. I absolutely loved the look and feel of this wardrobe. Once it was mounted, it was beautiful. You can tell that it's made of solid wood, and I find these carved doors so special, and it fits our exact needs for organization. I'm gonna leave the right side for art materials storage, and we have a rack on the left side where we can hang coats and store any electronics and other bits and pieces that need a place to be in. I also really want to have some space to work standing up, and so I got a professional artist grade easel. I have shown the whole process of mounting it in a previous video, so I will link that video for you somewhere on the screen right now. Right, and then the last requirement that I have, apart from still having some space on the floor that I can use for painting and drawing on the floor, which I absolutely love, is also to have some space for guests to sleep in. My idea is to have somewhere where we can host guests, but that is not a huge sofa, which will be difficult to move around for painting, for filming. So I went with these individual sofa beds, like sofa beds but armchair beds. I got them from an online store named made.com. The chairs are quite comfortable, but above all they're super practical. They are really easy to open up into beds and then turn them back into really comfortable chairs. And this is how you can actually make it work. So someone can be sleeping here while I use the rest of the room as an art studio during the day. They're actually pretty comfortable. We've already tried them with no complaints. The day has arrived when we're getting the desk that I designed delivered. The actual table looks huge and I'm so happy. So the table is already assembled and it looks so good. I'm loving it. Placing the shelves on the wall was a little tricky because initially we were not sure whether the wall was an actual original wall or just made of plaster. We are actually really lucky that we were able to mount them on the wall. The chair that I've chosen to work is an Actio chair. The yellow is a little bit different, but it pairs really well with the yellow from the sofa beds. This is a gorgeous, super useful side piece with drawers that the people who built the desk also created to go with it. So I'm going to put all my books up on the shelves. I fear that with the industrial look, my art studio was turning a bit into like an office. Part of that is just because I was missing the decoration. I've actually tried quite a lot of stores, but the one that I really stuck with was Calma House. It's really different from other decoration stores. When you enter it, you kind of feel like you're walking into like a fairy garden because everything is like different colors. It's very pastel. There's a lot of natural materials. I really like it. And I just fell in love with this rug, which is a 3x2 artsy design. It has different colors, including this mustard yellow, which pairs really well with chairs and the kind of vibe that I want in the room. 3x2 meters is actually a pretty large rug, and I needed to basically place it under the desk, which was a bit of a challenge as well, but in the end, I'm really happy with the result. I think it looks great, and it fulfilled exactly what I needed, which was to make the space a little bit less corporate in a way and look less like an office and more like an actual, space for creativity and an art studio. Again, I felt like with the industrial style of the desk and the shelves, the studio was missing something and turning into basically an office space. And I totally see that happening with a lot of art studios because at the end of the day, as artists, part of what we do is creating art pieces, but a lot of the work behind the scenes is actually, done on a computer, whether it is building your store, updating your websites, YouTube in my case, social media management and emails, etc., and a bunch of other tasks which end up being more like admin-y. And so what I don't want to happen is for my space to start looking very corporate. I definitely want it to be a creative environment and one with a lot of color creativity where not everything is like super organized and methodic. So I felt like the rug and every single decoration piece that I ended up getting for the studio should help towards like turning this room into a creative space. Finalizing this studio also gave me so much pleasure, putting all my books on the shelves, organizing my art supplies, paints, and also getting new plants for it. It's been such a lovely thing to do and an exercise that really makes me wholly happy, and I feel like happy is a word that I've been using quite a lot in this video, but it's so true. It's so rewarding really to like be able to build your own space. Honestly, just looking at this footage and everything that I've been able to put up on the walls, and I feel like everything in this room has a little piece of my heart, as cheesy as that actually sounds. I look forward to filling the studio with quite a lot more of artwork, plants and different tools. So I already have an idea for an update to this video where I want to get a few more pieces in, like a place for actually storing my canvases and finished paintings, a sound system because I love working with music. Definitely I want to get a desk easel so I can paint on an easel while sitting down. So there's quite a lot more coming for sure. And so I'm so happy to be sharing this with you. I hope it inspired you in some way, or that you got some ideas out of it. And now it's time for me to leave you with a few incredible before and after scenes. Have a look.